So a few weeks ago, I was at a yoga retreat in Spain, near, I will probably pronounce all this wrong, but Orgaiva in Spain, near the Sierra Nevada. It's beautiful, and it's about 20 minutes from Lanjarón, Spain, which is a very, very, very small village right in the heart of the mountains. And so during this yoga retreat, I somehow convinced everybody to come with me to experience the eternal waters, the fountain of youth of Lanjarón. And so when you go there, you can't just like jump in the water, which apparently is a no-go. You shouldn't be doing that. But instead, you need to book an appointment at this very well-known spa that's there. But it's unlike any other spa that you've ever been to. It's a place where you go when you are driving from Orgaiva, where the yoga retreat was, to Lanjarón. You're driving through the mountains. It's absolutely beautiful. They kept saying that the mountains are very spiritual. They have, the supernatural powers. There's a lot of healers in the area too. A lot of farms. There's fresh fruit everywhere. It's a very, very beautiful, almost mystical kind of place. And as you're traveling through the winding roads and driving through the mountains, you can just feel the power of the mountains. And so when you arrive at this center of town, Lanjarón, which is one street, one main street, I should say, there's this big building which is the spa, and it almost looks like a city hall from the outside. And when you go in, nobody speaks English, everybody speaks Spanish there, except for one person it's just like a few words here and there. And thankfully we went with somebody who knew how to speak speak Spanish. And so when we went there, we didn't know what to expect. It was a very institutionalized looking building. And so we just said we want the whole series of treatments. And so needless to say, we didn't know what to expect as we were going through these series of treatments, but how it started was you go there, you're wearing your swimsuit underneath your clothes. You're wearing your swimsuit and you have to put a bathrobe on over. And then you get escorted to this room where it's all the way, you open up a door and it's a long hallway, and at the back of the hallway there's all these water pipes. And all the water pipes have holes in them where it's spewing water. And it's hot water. They tell you go all the way back. And so you take off your bathrobe, you take off your swimsuit, you go all the way to the back of the hallway, and you're just kind of standing there in the midst of all these pipes. And after about like 5 or 10 minutes or so, somebody comes and she just goes, turn. And she's like doing this like, it's like a fire engine hose that is being sprayed all over you. And so you're turning from side to side to side, getting sprayed with this ginormous fire engine hose kind of thing. And it's pretty crazy because we were joking, we were calling it the water torture, but it's very refreshing and it feels really good, but at the same time you're like, what is this person doing spraying me with this ginormous water hose? So you get yourself all hosed down with this water, and then from there they take you to another area, which is this small little tiny room with a single bathtub. It's all white walls, fluorescent lighting, pretty almost creepy. And by the way, everybody's dressed in scrubs too, and all the workers there are dressed in scrubs, and everybody else is dressed in bathrobes. So again, it has that very institutionalized feel to it. And so you go to this little room with this little tiny bathtub. She fills up the water, and it's this like orangey, yellowy, mineralized water. And she turns on a little switch with this bubbles, so it's kind of like a hot tub, but it looks like a regular bathtub. And she just says, get it. And so you take off again all your clothes, or your bathrobe and your swimsuit, and you get in this tub, and you're just kind of sitting there like, what is going on? It looks like you're sitting in this dirty water, but in reality, we found out later that it's super high mineral content, particularly iron, and it's being absorbed into your body. And so at the time, though, you're just kind of like, I'm sitting in this dirty bathtub. What's going on here? And so then after that, about 20 minutes of sitting in the bathtub, they walk you to this steam room, which when you go into the steam room, again, it's the water from Lanjarón that's being steamed, but it helps to allow the mineral content to be absorbed into your body a little bit easier because it helps to open up the pores. So it was pretty cool. At that point, I was able to meet up with some of the other girls, so it was good to be able to chat about our experiences so far. After that, then they directed 2 of us to go for facials. I really wanted to get a facial done, you know, rejuvenation beauty thing was important to me while being there. And so when I went to go get my facial, it was again a very institutionalized looking room where it was also like a couple's facial. Me and the girl were in there together. And you get put on these like stretchers almost with like these big fluorescent lights like hovering over you. You feel like you're like in an emergency room setting almost. But this woman puts on this awesome facial. She goes through the procedure of the whole facial. It's not crazy with extractions or anything like that, but rather she's using different products that were created right there at the Lanjarón spa. And it's all products that are made directly from the water, utilizing the benefits of each of the different waters, which there's 4 of them. And so each of the different
4
waters,
sources?
Yeah, so they have Salud, they have Salud 1, Salud 2, and then 2 others, which I don't remember what the other ones were named. But each one, they have different benefits. So one of them is for liver, one of them is for kidneys, one of them's for digestion, and one of them's for beauty. And so of course I'm like, give me the beauty, as much of that as possible. But each one, you kind of go through the process of all the different water treatments that you're doing. Each one has a different benefit to your body, which is awesome. So as you're getting the facial done, again, all the products are made directly from the water that is from there. And you feel beautiful, you feel glowing and refreshed afterwards. And then after that, there's one more treatment, which we did really, really fast, where it was you're walking on these smooth pebbles. And again, it's the pipes where the water is kind of spewing from these little holes, and you walk along, and it's almost like reflexology, how you walk along, only because we were short on time, we ran across them. But it felt amazing, and it felt really, really good. And then throughout the entire process, they're also having you drink from these water fountains, which are located throughout the entire building. So anywhere you go, any room that you go in, there's water fountains wherever. They give you a cup, and each of the water fountains is from the different sources of water. And again, each of them have the different benefits. And so there are ones that are a little bit more like normal water that you're drinking, where it's, you know, a normal bottled water taste. And then there are other ones, because of the higher mineral content, it almost has, you know, the taste of the calcium, the taste of the iron, and then some of them also have the naturally occurring carbon dioxide. And which almost tastes like sparkling water, but it's coming straight from, you know, the water source, the ground. So it was pretty cool because we were able to try all of them, and then afterwards you just feel so great. I mean, of course you have like so much water in you in general, so you feel amazing. But it was just such a wonderful, cool, interesting experience. And then when you're just in that area as well, there's tons of farms that are there because of the soil is so rich in mineral content. And we weren't on the actual farm at the yoga retreat or at the Cali yoga retreat. We weren't on a farm exactly, but there's just all these beautiful trees that are there that are just fruit-bearing trees. So there's lemon trees, orange trees, fig trees, mulberry trees. I mean, it was amazing. You can just literally go and pick off the fruits from the trees and eat them right then and there, which I thought was pretty interesting because, you know, a lot of places, you know, again, you're not on a farm, it's just naturally occurring there. It's, you know, a lot of places you can't just get fruit right off the tree, and so many different types of fruit off the tree, which is, I guess, you know, attributed to the water and to the mineral content that's in the water, and how it's helping to make the soil so rich, so that way you can produce all these different, you know, fruits that are there. So it's pretty cool. Oh, an awesome experience.
Cool. Now that you're in the UAE, do you like drinking Lanjarón?
Yes. So before I went to Lanjarón, I did drink the bottled water. But now I'm on a consistent delivery basis because not only is it the best water, you know, when it comes to getting the most pure water, but also it also has a little bit of nostalgia for me too. because I'm able to now remember my time at the Lanjarón, spa and in the mountains. So it was great. It's a little taste of the mountains. It was nice.
Thanks, Britt.
Thanks.